All systems booted and functioning normally. Comms uplink activated. Welcome to His Majesty's Secret Intelligence Service.
Well, thank you, Moneypenny. Ah, there you are. Good. So we can begin. Tonight, 4 00 agents will put their knowledge to the test in a series of virtual missions. Only if they utilize their various skills, they will be able to beat the game. Every answer could be their last and lead to elimination from the game. But after all, one rises to meet a challenge. Our first contestant is Fred, 69 years of age and based in the United States. Tennessee, to be precise. He saw his first James Bond film Goldfinger at the tender age of 10, but his favourite film is From Russia with Love. He describes his knowledge of Bond as extensive, and himself as fun-loving, inquisitive, professional, and passionate about all things 007.
Obviously, I'm the oldest of the group, and I grew up in the 60s. Wow. And I was fortunate enough to see all the movies in the theater, which was wonderful. My first movie was Goldfinger. I was 10 years old. My father took me. And obviously all the tropes from the movie, I mean, you know, the Aston Martin and the Golden Girl and everything else, and Odd Job, and I was hooked. And I've been fortunate enough again to see every Bond movie on its opening day since Thunderball. I have not missed an opening day, and I never will, as long as I'm breathing. But I really got into Fleming. I love Fleming's Bond, and that's why I've liked Connery. I've also liked Dalton. I think Dalton is actually the best as far as Fleming's Bond.
Absolutely.
And I would love to see them go back and do, even if they had to remake the books, I would be happy with that, you know?
Amen.
So, but I love Bond. I love everything about it. I was very disappointed in the last film, the way it ended. I just, no, you don't kill James Bond. I'm sorry. You just don't. So, but that's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it.
Our next contestant is 30-year-old William from the United Kingdom, who saw his first Bond film Goldfinger at the age of 8. The film has remained his favourite ever since. He also assesses his knowledge of 007 as extensive and describes himself as a collector of 007 books, films, models and memorabilia.
My first Bond memory, my earliest Bond memory was probably I'm a generation that brought up with the video games in the early 2000s, and my fondest memory was playing Nightfire and driving my sister mad whenever I killed her with Old Job's hat. I watched all the films. Probably because my dad, we always record them off the TV. And I always found it really exciting, and it was super cool when I was like 7 or 8. And yeah, I remember it like, oh no, the Bond film's going to be on very late at night, so we'll record it. You go to bed, but I always snuck downstairs and watched it past my bedtime. Like twice, Spy Love Me, GoldenEye, Goldfinger. So and ever since then. I've become a very serious Bond fan, and I collected. I went on to read all the books. I started with the Young Bonds, then I got into Fleming's, and I read every single Bond book ever since. And I have a huge collection of, the books, games, comics, you name it. And you can also probably notice that I started collecting the posters. So yes, I know there's a few are still missing. So hoping to get them for Christmas, but. I've always loved Bond. I love Bond as far back as I can remember.
44-year-old Joao from France is up next, and his first Bond film was Licensed to Kill at the age of 10, but The Living Daylights is his favorite. His knowledge of 007 is on an expert level, and he loves to analyze Bond in depth by taking into account many things like social backgrounds and events, psychology, history, politics, and even mythology and esotericism.
When I was ill, when I was a little kid, my mother would bring me all the James Bond tapes, VHS, at the time. And so I watched it like every year. But the first Bond film I saw in cinema, I have a vivid recollection of that. It was Licensed to Kill. And I saw it with her. And I was underage because I was 10. And you need to be 12. And then when I told that to my mother years after, she said, "Oh, it was all right. You were with me." Of course, it changed everything. So that's for the funny story. So Licensed to Kill, Timothy Dalton, love him. And then, I create a little bit around James Bond, just 4 videos. It's on YouTube. I will do my little infomercial. So it's called Esprit 007, 007 Spirit. It's in French, but with English subtitles, which I've done myself. I'm very proud of it, for the first 3 videos. Right now I'm changing. I'm getting a new job, a new thing. I'm a freelancer in the teaching languages.
Our final contestant is Rory, 27, from Northern Ireland, whose first Bond film was From Russia with Love at 5 years of age. Goldfinger is his favourite film of the franchise, and his knowledge of 007 is also on an expert level. He reread the Ian Fleming novels 3 times.
I'm an Irishman who fell in love with James Bond at the age of, I want to say, between 4 or 5, watching the Connery films with my father growing up. And I despised reading, and so the Fleming books, when they came along, opened me up to the world of literature, so I owe a lot to going through that. That's my intro to James Bond. I live in the Republic of Ireland at the minute. I work in the scientific industry, and find this really enjoyable experience.
In this first level, the MI6 mainframe, contestants will have to beat 2 questions, each one on a 30-second time limit. 1 right answer is enough to proceed to level 2. Throughout the entire game, each contestant has a total of 4 jokers, to be used with great care. We begin in the city of Istanbul, and a very famous landmark. The first question on the MI6 mainframe is for Rory, and your question is this. Istanbul's Maiden Tower can be seen in both From Russia with Love as well as The World Is Not Enough. It makes a brief appearance in another film starring Sean Connery. Which one? The Russia House, Murder on the Orient Express, or The Name of the Rose? Your time is running.
I'm going to go with The Name of the Rose. This is the only one I've seen.
The Name of the... You haven't seen The Russia House and Murder on the Orient Express?
I haven't seen Murder on the Orient Express with Sean Connery in it. I've seen Albert Finney and everyone else, but not Sean Connery.
Okay. And you're absolutely sure The Name of the Rose is also set in Istanbul?
No, I'm not sure of that.
So you're going on instinct? Okay. Your answer is incorrect. It's Murder on the Orient Express. And here is the scene. Wow, you are number 2 in the game. You are, yes.
Number 2 of Spectre.
Your question is this.
Constructed in the 1880s, this 5-star luxury hotel in London served as the very first headquarters of both MI5 and MI6 between 1911 and 1922. Which one? The Royal Horse Guards Hotel, the Claridge's, or the Dorchester? Your time is running. Not at all an easy question.
I'd say C, the Dorchester.
10 seconds left. Final answer. Have you been to one of the hotels?
No, unfortunately for me, I've seen all the previous movies, but never been in those hotels.
All right.
I missed my question.
I've actually been to the one in question.
Okay.
It is a very lovely hotel, Victorian style, right at the Thames. Two of them are not at the Thames, and they are the Claridge's and the Dorchester. So the Royal Horse Guards Hotel would have been the correct answer. It was the first headquarters of MI5 and MI6 with C as its head, and up until today they use a green pen with green ink, just as the first head of MI6 did when it had its offices there. Lovely hotel, lovely house. I've been there in 1995 actually with my mum. That was, and I didn't know that it was once the headquarters of MI5 and MI6. William,
Yes.
are you ready for your question?
Go for it.
James Bond briefly attended Eton College, but was expelled for having a love affair with a maid. An actor who appears in a James Bond film was also expelled for selling pornography and being a bookmaker for fellow students. Who was it? Charles Gray, Patrick Macnee, or Stephen Burkoff? Your time is running.
Right.
The story is out there somewhere. That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm confident. I'm pretty confident it's not going to be Stephen Burkoff. I'm splitting with Charles or Patrick. I've got a sneaking suspicion it might be Patrick Macnee. I'll probably go with him.
You probably 2 seconds.
Yes, I'll go with him.
All right, Patrick Macnee. A lot of people would say Stephen Burkoff because he looks the part. And he's played mostly villains. Patrick Macnee, more the gentleman type. But it is, in fact, Patrick Macnee. You're right. Absolutely. William, well done. First question correct. So you're already through to level 2 with one correct MI6 mainframe answer. Fred, next question is yours. There we go. In Ian Fleming's short story Risico, James Bond visits a couple of churches in Venice. For what purpose? To see if he's being followed? To find Columbo's narcotics lab? Or to light candles for the dead? Your time is running.
I'll say B, to find Columbo's narcotics lab.
Okay. Sounds quite confident. Have you read the story?
I have. It's been a long time. But I have, yes.
So a character named Columbo is definitely in the story. B is your final answer. 8 seconds left.
Yes.
All right. James Bond visits a couple of churches, definitely not to light candles for the dead. Not a thing we see James Bond do. But does he find Columbo's narcotics lab, or is he looking for it? Actually, he wants to see if he's being followed. It's A. He goes into the main entrance of one of the churches, out the side door, and does it with the next church. And Ian Fleming writes, just to see if he's being followed. Round 2. We start at the beginning with Rory. Your next question. A stuntman suffered a severe injury on the Morocco shoot of The Living Daylights, and Barbara Broccoli had to assist the set doctor as he stitched the patient's radial artery, femoral artery, or the carotid artery.
Could I play my Joker, please, Benjamin?
Of course, you can. Time is stopped. After the Joker, you only have 10 seconds to answer. Your Joker states that the stuntman was not suicidal. 10 seconds.
Okay, not suicidal. He wouldn't have slashed his wrist, so that's the radial artery.
That's correct. Absolutely. It was the radial artery. And the lovely MI6 medical file will help you there. I thought I'd put it in, just so everybody knows which one it is. It's actually very hard to be suicidal with a radial artery. You have to cut very deep. But yes, it was actually an accident. A stuntman fell off his horse and somehow ruptured this artery. And yeah, Barbara Broccoli had to push down on the wound. She says it on the DVD, on the making of Living Daylights, where the set doctor is interviewed and speaks of exactly that situation. So with that, Rory, you're through to level 2. Congratulations. Joao, are you the next? Your question.
I guess I am.
You sound quite confident. But this is MI6. Your question is the following. An unusual yet not uncommon specialist was hired for the filming of No Time to Die. What kind of specialist was it? Was it A, a food stylist, B, an intimacy coordinator, or C, a wrangler? Your time is running. No Time to Die. Film with a lot of controversy.
Yeah, of course it has to be No Time to Die, you know. Not the one I like it very much.
Same here.
So I will have my Joker, please.
Okay. Oh, 3 seconds before the end. Your timer will also reset to 10 seconds after the Joker is played. Here it is. Your Joker simply says, Je t'aime. 10 seconds.
Okay, then I'll go for the B, the I&I intimacy coordinator.
The intimacy...
I know it's intimacy
The
coordinator.
intimacy coordinator.
Yeah.
All right. Didn't know that so much intimacy had to be coordinated on No Time to Die. But is it correct? A wrangler is usually called upon when there are live and dangerous animals on a film set. A food stylist makes food look nice on screen. But there wasn't much, except maybe a certain apple. So the intimacy coordinator is left, and it is indeed the correct answer. Joao, you're already to level 2. You progressed to level 2. Congratulations. Well done. William.
Yes.
You already have your first question answered correctly, so you have advanced to level 2, but still, you get the question anyway.
Right.
George Lazenby was surprised when he heard the names of producer Harry Saltzman's shepherd dogs. They were called Cubby and Harry, James and Bond, or Ian and Fleming. Time is running.
I find it weird if he named a dog after himself. So even by his Harry Saltzman standards, I'll probably go with B, James and Bond. I'll go with B.
15 seconds left. The obvious answer, James and Bond. Is it too obvious? You stick with B? No Joker?
Yeah, I'll probably go for it.
All right.
I'll go for B.
It would be difficult after the relationship between Cubby Broccoli and Harry Saltzman ended to have his dogs named Cubby and Harry. so we can be sure that it's not A. Ian and Fleming would sound funny in the park when you scream it. But what would sound even funnier is James and Bond. Come here. Quick. It is B, James and Bond.
Oh.
So, William, you are already in level 2, but this cemented your points, although there are none. Fred, you need to answer the next question correctly, otherwise you're out of the game. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. The last question of the MI6 mainframe for Fred. Ian Fleming's short story The Living Daylights, set in Berlin, originally had several different working titles. Which is one of them? Berlin Escape, Triggerfinger, or The Lady Rose? 30 seconds.
I'll go ahead and use the Joker.
You use a Joker. Have you read The Living Daylights?
I have.
Mm-hmm. Your Joker reads, in Casino Royale, the film, M says that Bond has overdeveloped his... 10 seconds.
Triggerfinger.
Oh, you're quick. Triggerfinger. All right. This is correct. Triggerfinger. M says it in Casino Royale. You have an overdeveloped Triggerfinger, and this was the first working title of The Living Daylights before it got published in the Sunday Times, I think, under the title Berlin Escape. So that was used to throw you off. Clearly, you weren't thrown off, but you had help from your Joker. 3 Jokers are gone. Okay. Only one candidate, William, who didn't use a Joker. But everybody is through to level 2, which will have an increased difficulty, of course. Well done. But that was only the beginning. Whether it is a message, a photo torn to shreds, or images of an unknown location, spies need to be able to solve puzzles, quite often with only a limited amount of puzzle pieces available to them. With only 6 of those pieces for each contestant and a timer set for 2 minutes, can our 4 contestants beat the 4 puzzles? 1 wrong answer and the game is over. Okay, Rory, you ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. That's your first piece. Time is running.
Okay, it looks like a vent in a grey room. Okay.
Whenever you know the answer, the background is just grey. That's just a canvas. So,
The room
but
is grey too.
the room is grey. Yeah. Second piece is coming up now.
Okay.
It's in the bottom right corner.
The phone on a desk, is that what that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it is. Once you know the answer, just scream it out loud.
Okay, so it's somebody sat at a desk. In a grey room.
There's the third one.
Diamond chandelier. Okay.
Chandelier. Yeah.
So what's coming to my head would be maybe Charles Gray in Diamonds Are Forever sat at his desk. I need to see a bit more before I confirm.
We'll get more right now. The next picture is coming up now.
A tiny...
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What could this be? Jill Masterson lying in the bed, covered in gold.
This is the next one.
It's a television.
So your guess is Goldfinger.
So far, yeah. Yeah. How long have I left?
28 seconds, 27.
28. Okay.
The final image is coming up now. This is the final puzzle piece. 15 seconds.
That looks like a curtain drawn over something. Would it be Diamonds Are Forever and the Slumber Ink?
You can still use a joker. That would stop the clock.
I'll use a joker.
All right. 4 seconds. Oh. Your joker is a room with a view.
Oh, okay. So I'll go with Slumber Ink, the funeral parlor, and Diamonds Are Forever. Something with a view. They have a lovely view.
Okay. A room with a view can also be a riddle.
Could be A View to a Kill.
Could be.
Or it could be...
So, your final answer? Your final answer is?
Yeah, my final answer... I'll go with Jill Masterson covered in gold on the bed. Final answer.
Alright. You switched from Diamonds Are Forever to Goldfinger, Jill Masterson?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no.
Here's the reveal.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh.
Right film, wrong scene.
Well, we'll let it slide because it is the room where she's in, or actually out on the balcony.
Yes,
if
yes,
everybody is okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the room. It's just not the scene. The scene happens a bit earlier. A room with a view was her looking down through the binoculars. Yeah. So that's, you see how difficult the jokers can also be.
Do you know what turned me to that was the color of the walls beside the lamp. That's what I just knew that was the color of that room.
Joao, you're next. This is your first piece. Time is running. 2 minutes. 20 seconds, you will get the next one.
What is that? That's my first reaction. What is that supposed to be? Okay, some piece of furniture.
Yeah.
Some.
It's a messy room.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's your next puzzle piece.
Oh God.
Sometimes it helps to look at the quality of the image to determine
of course.
how it was filmed, maybe. Third puzzle piece is a lamp.
Oh my God, the lamp. The lamp rings a bell, but I don't know which bell. That's the problem.
Saved by the bell.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the next one.
Good one. But it's not in Die Another Day. That I know.
That's good if you can exclude one of the 25.
Yeah, that's true. So I've got like 24 left. And how many scenes?
You now have the last two. So one more is coming.
Oh, one more is coming. Okay.
Yes.
So I drift to some of the... Okay.
20 seconds. This is the last frame. This is the last puzzle piece. 15 seconds. Or your joker.
You know, I will be brave. I will take no joker. I will try this. I think it's the beginning of Thunderball.
All right. The beginning of Thunderball.
Yeah.
Which scene?
Because no, I won't say anything else because then I will pass as a fool. But I will say it anyway after I get the answer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you stay with Thunderball.
Yeah. The thing on top right make me think of some place I visited. So you know, I have no other idea anyway. So
some place you visited.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure a Joker would change anything.
I don't know what kind of places you visit, but...
Oh, right. Oh my God. You know what? This is really hard because
It is.
I've just seen. I saw this motion picture, this very film.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Last night.
Yes.
You know. Wow. This is really hard.
Yes. This means, Joao,
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm out.
it was nice having you, but level 2 killed you. William,
Yes.
are you afraid already?
Yeah. It's
You
very
should.
fun.
Your picture of your first puzzle piece is the following. 2 minutes. Bottom right is the first one. It will get clearer in about 10 seconds. I admit this is a very hard game.
Yeah, I don't
Here
know
is your
what it is. Is that champagne
second.
bottle?
Fortunately, I can't help. I wasn't there.
Is he inside a hotel room or is it some theatre?
It is a room, that much I can say.
Okay.
If it helps, I don't know. This is the third piece.
Looks film maybe looked a bit older. Maybe 70s.
Good guess, yeah.
Maybe a bit more images. Might help.
There is the next one.
Okay.
The next one. One last puzzle piece coming.
Okay.
30 seconds.
Okay. I'm not going to go for it unless I'm absolutely sure.
That is the last one.
Okay, I think.
15
I'm-
seconds.
Right. Is that the last one?
That's the last one.
Okay. Okay, I'm going. I'm going to risk it. I'm 75% sure.
Your time's out. I need your answer now.
Okay, I'm going to go. Is it Blofeld's office in On Majesty's Secret Service?
Blofeld's office in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. What makes you think it's On Her Majesty's?
Because I might recognise that chair and also the time period. It's maybe late 60s or early 70s, but yeah, I'm good. But something rings a bell for me. It's just the colours, so I'll go for it. I'll go for On Majesty's Secret Service, Blofeld's office.
I know this question is difficult, but do you know at what time of the film this could be?
Probably near the end. You know, if it's Blofeld's office, it might be him taking pictures of the girls on the world map.
Okay. Interesting. Let's see.
Yes.
Wow.
Well done.
Awesome.
William, you're good. Off to level 3, so Rory, you're not alone. You don't have to crack the code alone.
You got it, yeah.
It is indeed the office lab,
Good
yeah.
luck to you.
Yeah. Well done.
Awesome.
Fred, are you ready? Or are you intimidated?
Oh, both.
The next one is the most difficult one. It's always the fourth.
Okay.
There you go. Time is running. 2 minutes.
What in the world?
That's what she said. It starts with the worst puzzle pieces ever. Always. This is the second one. Bottom right. And the third one. Some places in the Bond films are really untidy.
Yeah.
And the fourth one. An arrow, that's gonna help.
Ah.
Two more pieces coming. $40. Fourth piece on the far left. $25. Final puzzle piece. Here it is. 15 seconds.
Go ahead and give me a joker.
Alright, time is stopped. The joker for you is a stamping Frenchman. As usual, the joker is another riddle. And the time is up.
I don't have any idea.
No idea? Alright. It is, in fact, a stamping Frenchman.
Ah,
Wow.
gross, Mathieu Amalric.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And he does nothing for the scene there, not even being a baddie. He just uses his stamps and whatever. Totally weird.
I don't understand what he's even doing.
Nothing. Just being a poorly written character, I guess.
No, but that's what makes him evil. No.
And I always thought Elvis.
If somebody who's stomping, you don't know why he's stomping, he must be very evil.
It's true. Sometimes these characters are the most evil. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
I thought Elvis, and Elvis looks like he's stolen Sean Connery's wig.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Right, Fred. This means, sadly, you're out of the game. Impressive. The world of espionage is a world of secrets, and encryption as a means of hiding a message has been around since thousands of years. Actually, since ancient Egypt and the kingdom of Khnumhotep II in 1900 BC. In World War II, the Nazis used the Enigma machine, which changed its combination daily, a codebreaker's worst nightmare. For the next stage of this game, our contestants have to work as a team to decode a message. Section Q will be able to assist them, and they will have 5 minutes to complete this task. I'm interested to see how they do. A fellow author and neighbour of Ian Fleming in London's Ebury Street disliked the violence, luxury and lust of Goldfinger and thought it liable to corrupt. What was his name? And here is the cipher. Your time starts now. 5 minutes. You have to work together.
Okay, William. I have no idea.
You have to...
Is this an anagram?
No, it is not. But you're on the right track. You have to find out what kind of cipher it is and how to decipher it.
Is it?
So
Is it
be a Caesar cipher, or so we could
Correct.
displace? Yeah. So
It is a Caesar cipher.
it is a Caesar cipher. Okay, so we need to find out how many letters have been displaced. So if
Absolutely. Piece of paper, very helpful. You're well prepared. The problem with the Caesar cipher is, of course, it works with an alphabet shift,
Yeah.
and it can work to the left or to the right.
Yes.
And the maximum, I think, is 24 that has ever been used, which would mean to our viewers, you have to go 24 times to the left or to the right of the alphabet to find the letter that decrypts the letter you're looking for.
So what we would need to do is try and identify an author who would have been around in Fleming's time,
Yes.
who was in London and would have had a name that had the same amount of letters as this.
Yes.
I'm counting on you, Rory.
No.
I don't even know what a Caesar cipher is.
If we can think of what we should do is we should try and think of authors or English authors around this time who lived in London.
Okay.
And he would have been a neighbour of Fleming's, and who didn't like Fleming's stuff. That's the thing.
I would advise it's easier, given that you only have 3 minutes left, to ask section Q for the encryption key.
Yeah, we'll ask section Q for the encryption key to find out what we can shift.
This is section Q. You want us to give you the encryption code? All right, it is 2.
2. Okay, so.
You have to work to the left and to the right with 2 letters and see what comes up, if it makes any sense. And it's not a weird name. It's a very common name.
It's Harold.
So the first name you think is Harold. 2 minutes and 10.
And
2 minutes left. Rory, you're a master decoder.
Harold Nicholson.
Harold Nicholson. That is your final answer. 1 minute and 45 still left.
Have you heard of Harold Nicholson, William? Does that sound like an author? I've never heard of him.
I think it might ring a bell, but
Okay.
I can't remember what books he's written. His name it rings a bell at the time, but I can't remember what books he might have wrote.
Well, I'm just happy that it sounds like a name, so we'll bank that.
And the big question is, would it also have been a name if you went the other direction?
No, it definitely would not have. It's Lev something, unless it's a very foreign name, but I don't think it would be an Englishman then.
Since you tried, your decryption was successful.
Ah, fantastic.
It
Brilliant.
is
Way to
Harold
go.
Nicholson. Absolutely. Very good.
What book
Very
is
well
it?
done. Very well done. It
What
is
books did you write?
it's impossible to do without the encryption key. It's impossible.
Yeah, it would have
That's
taken
why
forever,
that's why there is a little help from section Q, and I mean you have to have the encryption key, otherwise it doesn't work. And if it's 24 times encrypted, imagine going back from J 24 times through the alphabet backwards.
Yeah.
But that's what code breaking is. That was some impressive work, I must admit. But how will our contestants do with audio? The work of a spy isn't always just visual. Very often they have to rely on their ears to identify a voice, a language, or place certain sounds to determine where recording was made. In stage 4, our remaining contestants must listen very closely, as they are tasked with identifying a film scene from a background noise recording. After hearing it for the first time, the timer will count down from 1 minute. Every answer can be their last. The stakes are getting higher. Who has the better ears? Rory, you will begin. This is your first soundscape. So, 1 minute is running. You will hear it again.
So it sounds to me like a party from one of the earlier films and someone rushing hurriedly past. My first thought was Thunderball, maybe at the party, but the music sounds a bit quiet for that. So let me think. And it's sort of calypso-y music, maybe. So that was made me think maybe the Bahamas or Jamaica or something.
20 seconds.
Okay, and then with women laughing in the background. But the hard floors made me think maybe the hotel in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and I really don't have any other idea other than that, so I'm going to have to go with it. But can you use a joker in this round?
Yes, of course you can. But yours are yours are all taken.
Oh no, I thought we had 4. Oh, okay.
Oh no, sure you have 4. Absolutely. Yeah, you only use 2. Of course you can use a joker. I don't know if it will help you. Because your joker simply says, "What a party." That is what your joker says, I'm sorry. What a party.
Let me go with Thunderball, the junk canoe.
Okay. It is a much later film.
Oh.
It is yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew that one.
Yeah, I did as well. I recognised the laugh.
All right. Okay. No worries. You just need to answer the next soundscape correctly. But William, it's your turn first.
Okay.
Your soundscape in 1 minute is this one. The clock will start after the first recording is played. One minute is running. I'll play it again.
Sounds like an earlier film. I might go. It might be Bond entering the room in Goldfinger when it lays in the bath.
Where Layla, I think was her name.
Layla. Yeah, Layla.
Lays in the bath.
Yes, in Goldfinger.
Shocking. Positively shocking. That one.
Yes, I'll go for it.
15 seconds left, no doubt about it.
No, I'll go for it.
Bathroom in Goldfinger. With Lila in the bathtub. Absolutely correct. Yes. Yes, that's the one.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done. Rory, the next one you have to answer correctly. Otherwise, you're eliminated from the game. And the clock is running. 1 minute.
Okay, so where do we hear a siren? The only thing I can think is it's either Diamonds Are Forever when they're going through Las Vegas, or Live and Let Die when they're jumping over on the boats, or when the fire brigade's going through in A View to a Kill, but I think that's far too loud. I'll go with him quietly going through Las Vegas and the police going after him in Diamonds Are Forever.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely certain, without a joker?
I'll go without the joker. I'll try and be brave.
Okay. Diamonds Are Forever. 15 seconds left. What scene is it?
As he goes through Las Vegas, pursued by the police.
All right. There were a lot of sirens there. Yes. Diamonds Are Forever, one of the films that is probably the most funniest in the series. And the scene in question wasn't actually that funny. Because in that scene, or shortly after these sirens, Mathis gets killed.
Ah.
It is Quantum of Solace, the police bikes that go after Bond, and Camille in the car, and Mathis in the boot.
It did sound like a bike now that I think about it. Yeah.
Yep. This means, Rory, exactly, you're out of the game.
You're out.
I'm sorry, but we don't like mistakes. William, you get the last soundscape just to see if you can do it.
Oh, so I won. Sorry.
That's not a problem. You're automatically through to the last level.
Oh, it keeps on going. Oh.
It keeps on going.
It's
And
not over.
the prophecy is actually fulfilled. Only one can get through.
Yeah.
Oh,
Although-
okay, sorry.
I did not have a
You can
contingency
still lose.
plan if it's 4.
Okay.
All right, William, your final soundscape, just for fun.
Okay.
This one. One minute, just for fun. I'll play it again. So,
It's just that sting. I've heard it before. I don't know where. It might be a Q scene. I think it is. I'm gonna go.
30 seconds.
I'm gonna go. I'll be brave. I'm gonna go. For Your Eyes Only. Stinging in the Rain.
Stinging in the Rain. What a delightful wordplay on a popular film. But is it the correct answer? 5 seconds. This is your answer for Your Eyes Only?
Mm-hmm.
It is For Your Eyes Only. Stinging in the Rain. Yes.
Wow.
Correct. Yeah. Pew's Lab. Yeah. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's very hard.
Yeah, they were really hard. Really odd. Yeah. Well,
but, well, you made it. You are through to level 5. I've just received a very important note, and I fear our worst expectations have come true. Agent 005, you're the last remaining agent I have, and we're looking at a serious threat. I will log you in the secure MI6 comms channel. Please pay close attention to everything you see on screen. Our lives could very well depend on it. This is, I'm afraid, the big one, 005. Good luck.
Counterintelligence, terrorism, revenge, extortion. The 4 great cornerstones of power, headed by the greatest brains in the world.
72 hours ago, His Majesty's government received a ransom demand for £750 million by an organisation we strongly believe to be SPECTRE. Should the ransom not be paid in full by 10 p.m. this evening, a deadly mutation of the Marburg virus will be released over London. Following an emergency COBRA meeting chaired by the Prime Minister, the official position of His Majesty's government is not to negotiate with terrorists. MI6 agents have been able to identify the release device, and Section Q was able to hack it. We now have access to the abort mechanism. The deadline of the ransom demand has been reached, and the device is active. Once the abort mechanism is activated, you will have 3 minutes to enter the code and prevent the virus from being released. Incoming message by Home Secretary Treadlow.
The Greater London area is threatened with the release of a weaponized mutation of the Marburg virus. Originally, it could only be transmitted by bodily fluids, but this new mutation is airborne. We have identified the device that contains the virus, but the release can only be stopped by entering the abort code. I needn't tell you, this is literally a matter of life and death. The Prime Minister and I trust you will be able to avert a catastrophe. Time is running out.
No pressure.
No pressure. You've got 3 relaxed minutes to save London from doom. Absolutely no pressure.
Warning. Abort sequence initiated. You have 3 minutes to enter the code. Our systems detected a failsafe mechanism. Entering the wrong code will trigger the device.
Oh, time is running now. How many actors played Felix Leiter? Obviously, you have to arrive at a number code.
I'm going to go with 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. How many vodka martinis does Roger Moore's Bond order?
So Roger Moore himself orders. 0.
0. Okay. How many moles does Domino have on her left thigh? 2 minutes and 15.
3.
3. On what floor is the Gumboldt office in Bern? 2 minutes.
Probably. I'll probably go 3.
How many obstacles does Bond jump with his horse before Zorin activates the adrenaline? 1 minute and 32.
I'll go. I'll go 2.
2?
Oh no, yeah, go 2.
So, at 1 minute and 10, your code reads 70332.
Oh, before that, did you get any jokers for this one?
You can't use a joker on this one. No.
Okay.
70332. 52 seconds.
Can I change my last answer?
You can.
I'll go with my last answer as 3.
Right. 70333 is your abort code. We'll enter it into the MI6 computer. And that code is incorrect.
Oh no.
Attention all MI6 employees, evacuate the premises.
I was rooting for you.
Yes.
I was.
So the first one was correct. 7 actors played Felix Leiter. Roger Moore's Bond orders 0 vodka martinis because it's always ordered for him. Then, wait, I have to see the question again because I'm so forgetful. How many moles does Domino have on her left thigh? It's 2. So you got that wrong. It's 2. I thought it was only 1. So I looked it up again and it's actually 2. He says it in the film.
Yeah, it is.
On what floor is the Gumboldt office in Bern? Ridiculous question. And my friend said, how can you ask a question like that? I say, well, it's a game for a virus released over London, so don't be such a wuss.
For
And
crazy
the
007 pundits.
The sign in the film can be seen for quite some time, unnaturally long, I thought.
Yeah.
And it says, but that's
Second,
the thing.
right?
That's the thing. It's written in German. So when you're an agent, you have to translate as well.
Yeah.
It's on the 4th floor.
I thought,
Yeah. But you can go through it. It can't be the ground floor because we know there was a lift involved.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the 1st floor because Bond would have taken the stairs. So it must be the 3rd or the 4th or anything higher.
Yeah.
And the building wasn't that high. So I think 5 is the maximum of that building in that hotel.
I was thinking of 4 as well. Damn it. Yeah, I knew. I thought there were two made 2s or 3s. So who else did I get correct or wrong?
The last one, you said 2, but you changed to 3. That was actually correct. He jumps 3 obstacles. So the code would have been 7, 0, 2, 3. No, 2, 4, and 3. 70243 would have been the code.
So I got 2 wrong.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's not bad going. It makes a final level.
No, it's not bad. Even one number would have triggered the virus. So even one wrong number would have triggered the virus. That's how bad the game is. Yeah. You let Spectre win, William. You go to bed with that tonight.
No.
Oh, come on, that's harsh. He was the best. Come on.
But at least you made it all the way to the end. So.
Yeah. I know.
I didn't expect that somebody would actually get to level 5. I didn't expect that, really. I was really worried.
Thank you.
Congratulations, really, to all of you. Outstanding job.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant with all of you. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
And feel free to share email addresses. The more Bond fans, the merrier.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let me know. What did you think about the game, about your performance, about the questions, the difficulty? Give me everything.
Very difficult. Very difficult. Yeah.
I was nervous going into it because I thought it's gonna be very autistic detail, and I try to try and watch many films as I can, get up to date with books wherever I had, and try and guess what sort of questions that might be heading my way. So, but yeah, all in all, it's been fantastic, and I'm just glad I got through the first round.
Yeah. Well,
And
You all did a really great job.
Yeah, I'm really, really chuffed, and also well done, Rory, for cracking the Caesar code. Because I think I would have gone out at that point.
I came
really?
into my own there, yeah.
That was really good. That was tense. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, he's got pen and paper. He's well prepared. That's what I want to see. That's really good. That's how you do it. That's how they did it in the old days. Yeah. Pen and paper. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what you have to do. I've thought in the beginning, that's too easy. A Caesar cipher is too easy. And I did it with one of my students, and they actually did it in school. They spoke about the Caesar cipher in history class when it was about Second World War, and they spoke about the Enigma machine and all of that. So he's heard of that, but cracking it, he couldn't do it without the encryption key.
Yeah.
As long as you don't know how many letters I shifted, you have absolutely no chance. You can just try around and see if you end up somewhere, but this would have taken more than just 5 minutes.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And then I thought, do an encrypted message where they have to take their bond books and look at a certain page and find a word on a page that goes into this message, but then there are so many editions of the books and different page numbers. So
That's true.
yeah, that was the last thing I thought of. So I went with this Caesar cipher first, but the next episode will have something different. But it must be crackable online with one or more players. So that's the thing. Under time pressure.
Yeah.
I had an idea. Do you think there's going to be a we don't like mistakes for all the players who might reach at level 5? If all the winners, should I say?
If you like, I can always let you run against each other. Yeah, we
Like
will
the
certainly
Champions
have
League.
Champions League. Yeah.
It'd be really funny to have like someone like Calvin Dyson going up against Dutch Bond fan or.
Absolutely. If we get that far, if enough people register, I have one contestant for episode 2 already. If you want, I can always call you back in to try it a second time. And you've all got some interesting 00 qualities, I think. Rory, rock climbing. Where do you do that?
In Dublin, yeah. Bouldering and rock climbing, yeah. And being freakishly tall helps. It's actually kind of a cheat. I'm not very good at the climbing, I'm just very long. So I start quite high anyway. Yeah. I
tried it in Austria, I think. It was not for me. And you reread the books 3 times.
I have, yeah. Because I have a terrible memory and have to keep reading them over and over again. Fantastic books. From Russia with Love is without a doubt the best.
Definitely.
What would you say is the best one to start reading Bond?
Oh, that's a good question. Casino Royale, very easy to get into, very short, has all of the basic ingredients straight on, and a fantastic story.
Yeah, that's really good. I started reading Bond with a student with Casino Royale, so I made the right decision. Thank God. Yep. All right, Joao, you are our expert poker player, I heard.
That's true.
What kind of poker do you play?
Every front there is. You know, back in the days, I played even something called Crazy Pineapple. You know, I played what we play in France and maybe in England, it's called Courchevel. It's like a mix between draw poker and Hold'em. It's crazy. You're going to lose quickly money to me, which is beautiful.
It's also the name of the Altiport where they filmed Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah, exactly. You got that right. Courchevel, it's of course, it's a place in France. But of course, I'm playing Hold'em and playing, you know, the usual stuff. They play in the US, you know, I love stud 8s and all that stuff. And it's coming now online more and more. So I'm very happy about it.
So how do you judge the poker scenes in Casino Royale?
You know, actually, it is fantastic. I'm going to tell you why. I'm glad you asked me this question, because back in the days I played a lot in live, and people were talking about this scene in Casino Royale when we're playing poker at the table, of course. And a lot of them, they say, oh, this is BS, it never happens in real life. And I said, yeah, but that's why it's a movie. So you cannot judge the scene because they have, you know, straight flush on quads and whatnot, right? But the thing is, the way they behave at the table, that you can judge, you know, that you can see, that you can compare, if I may say so, to reality. And the way they behave, it's spot on, you know. And if you look at the making of the movie, most of them, they knew how to play poker, and they play with Michael G. Wilson, the producer, obviously. And even Mads Mikkelsen, he played poker since he was a kid. And Mikkelsen said, it's on YouTube somewhere, he said that the only person at the table who sucked completely at poker was the man himself, Daniel Craig. That's the funny part. So that's why this scene is fantastic. The way they behave is fantastic, okay? And for the record, years ago in live poker, I played in a cash game. I can tell you for like 4 hours long, the hands were crazier than in Casino Royale. If you hadn't like a full or a flush, don't get in. Really, it was crazy. So it could happen. It's very rare, of course. I played for like, I don't know, how old am I now? 44. So I played like since I'm a teenager, so like more than 30 years. But it happens. It's rare, but it happens. Some crazy night could happen with crazy hands. Everybody got a flush, a full, a straight flush, and it's crazy. So it could happen. So the scene is perfectly. And last thing I want to add, in some poker movies, just like the one, the Rounders with Matt Damon, you know, this movie is utter BS. You know, with the cookies, when he's doing that, oh, he's bluffing. It never happened in real life. Never. I never see that once. Some people are bluffing like, oh, would you call? Very nervous. You know, it's blatant. It's you like, okay, you're bluffing. I know. So that can happen. That also, it's rare too. But you know, so in Casino Royale, the scene as the behavioral aspect, it's perfect.
Very good. Thank you for giving us that analysis. It's I always thought the same, and that made it really tense as a scene.
Yeah, right.
And I've played poker myself, just with friends, with the Casino Royale poker set, and but we had tense moments as well when there were crazy hands. Yeah, and I threw a lot of them away, but I'm also bad at bluffing.
Yeah, I saw you.
I always ended up.
Poker.
Yeah, that was rubbish. That was rubbish.
That was fun.
It was fun, but that was really rubbish. And I redesigned the game graphics to make it look like Bond. That was years ago.
Yeah,
but,
it was great.
Yeah. William, 005. Your special skill is you're an aspiring novelist.
Yes.
What are you writing?
I'm writing a spy stories myself. But I'm trying to expand the medium. So it takes place. It's I've got a niece coming as well, so it's going partly for her as well. So it's going for a broad audience, and it's basically a mix. It's basically, to put it down, it's basically James Bond meets Zootopia. And it's set in a fictional and anthropomorphic world, where it stars a fox called Timothy Todd, who has a code name called Red Angel. And he goes like Bond. He goes on adventures, meeting a whole variety of characters, from cyborgs to near extinct animals. So he can have a creative variety of characters. So my first book I'm currently writing, it is called Red Angel. So it's part of his origin story, and he's kind of a loner in society. He's very much marginalised within his society, because man was very shifty of foxes. And later, but an old enemy from the country of Hydrania, which is his nation, an old enemy is coming back, who thought was dead, was coming back to destroy Hydrania, and he realises that there are far bigger things at stake. And then he decided a path for himself, to become a Red Angel and go around and save in a day. So he goes from being skeptical of his society to I want to go out and protect it and help others.
Sounds really interesting. Are you intending on finding a publisher?
I might do. I got a variety of options. I'm sort of judging whether like you either self-publish or go to a traditional publisher. So my audience is tended for like let's say young teens and up. So and hope it be as fun as like people might recognise like and I could tell the person writing is also a bit of a James Bond fan. So not quite so maybe some references, but not very, very subtle about it. So I'm hoping that because Hollywood and entertainment industries are very risk averse, not create anything new. I decided to partly out of love of James Bond. I create my own hopefully a character in a franchise, which I'm proud to say it was partly inspired by Bond. So
fantastic! Can't wait to read it when it's finished. Please let us know.
About a third of the way through.
Oh, very good. I wish you best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Of it. Fred, 006. Your special skill is listed as top secret in my folder. Yes. But it says you're a lifelong Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Oh yes, American football.
That's something.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Yeah, since I've been about the same time as Bond came into my life, I became a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I am rabid. I love them, passionate about them, and we play Sunday. So we're to another win, hopefully.
Have you played football yourself?
No, I grew up in a very small town in Pennsylvania, state of Pennsylvania. We didn't have football. It was too small a school to have it, so I did not play. But still love it. I still love it. And I have I have a wonderful wife and who tolerates my Bond passions, and 4 grandkids, and life is good. Life is good.
That's good. That's really good. That's good to hear. Gentlemen, it was really nice to play with you tonight. And as I said, you're always welcome to come back. Every episode will be different. There will never be the same questions. There will never be the same layouts. They will always change. And there will always be a different level 5. There are many level 5 scenarios, from nuclear to whatever. The Marburg virus is far from dangerous, as in being deadly. It's still very harmful, but I just thought Spectre could build on it and make it more dangerous. We've seen how mutations work in the last few years. So
were they supposed to do that in No Time to Die? Was that only rumoured?
I have no idea. I lost the plot completely of No Time to Die. what anything in that film was supposed to do, it was completely lost.
No, well, I tried to going forward, I tried to it's the only Bond film where I put inside a black hole.
Oh, wow.
Seriously, because that's how much I love the character, and I was like, I think I sent a comment to you, Benjamin, when like you were taking in answers from fans, and I think it was I said that well, I hope they don't do anything absolutely ridiculous and start the next film.
Well, they did.
Let's see. I mean, I spoke with a lot of fans about it, and well, they said if you go back to the 60s, you are limited by a lot of things. You cannot have such fantastic gadgets, certainly no modern Aston Martin cars. Would we be okay with it when it's all a bit scaled down?
Yeah.
Maybe. What if it doesn't work? Then they have a film set in the 60s and realize that it would have been better to make the next film in now time, and that will be a constant back and forth. It's an interesting time.
Yeah, yeah, it's very you know, it's not because hero like Bond is outdated. It's just the setting where like you know, it's just it's very difficult to come up with gadgets that are very exciting. Where you know, nearly all things that he does in the previous films you can just do, but it can be done inside your phone. And you know, what cars? You know, how can we make electric cars sound cool? And
absolutely.
And
but they did it with Casino. You know, they took the basic story, obviously updated it, you know, but they kept a lot of the same elements, and it worked.
Yeah,
they can do it. They can do it.
Yeah, I think they can do it. It's just I just think they're just very apprehensive because they're worried about they're worried about maybe offending some people. Well, that's who Bond is, and you know, in terms like you know, and of course he's not perfect, and that's the whole point. You know, he'll be boring if he's you know, very inoffensive and trying to not. You make him boring. He is a womanizer. He smokes. He loves driving. He loves driving cars, and he's also a adrenaline junkie. And and of course, it's fantasy. It's brilliant fantasy. So and that's why I dig at Bond, because we all know that half things that probably 2/3 of the things that he does doesn't happen in real life. So it's effective fantasy, and I just hope they understand that it's a fantasy in the end, and that's what. That's what we want. There are certain things you can't get rid of when it comes to Bond. So I hope they resist temptations, and like for the next one, we're going to have them just have a load of fun. And so our next one is go against a bad guy. It made a few twists and turns along the way. A few gadgets to get out of sticky situations, and by the end, we haven't seen since probably Die Another Day. He wins the heart of the girl at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just desperate for them to go back and like we're actually going to make a fun Bond film. Yeah, because to get after the bitter aftertaste of the Craig era. It's called bitter aftertaste.
I apologize. I have to run. It's been a pleasure. Had a great time.
It's been brilliant.
Same here. Thank you.
Thank
you for being with us.
And don't make the next one any easier. It was perfect. Thank you.
No, of course not. I won't. Thank you for being with us. Bye-bye. Have a great time. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Good night. Can I ask you a question and make a quick comment on the show? Share my thoughts.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So my question is first. The question is your thing. So if I've understood right, we can reapply.
Sure, of course.
Okay, again and again and again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You
That's
play
nice.
the game as often as you want. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not that harsh. You're a nice guy in the end, because we can come back.
I mean,
so yeah,
we're not known to waste our 00 agents. We let them try several times.
right. So on that note, about the show is really the questions are really hard, which is nice. I don't mind being the first to have been like off. So I don't mind, and I like the fact that it is hard and extra hard, and sometimes like nearly impossible. No pun intended with Mission Impossible. But so that's nice. The other thing is really nice is the visuals. Everybody said it. I know it's template and everything, but I used to do a job very much similar than what you've done with the show, because I was a community manager. So I know it's a lot of work too, because like you said, you have to find them in the first place. So that was great. The pace, I love the pace between the different parts of the show, the 5 parts. I think 5 parts is nice. It's not too long, it's not too short. I think the last part with the code is the nicest, which is good, because it's like the icing on the cake. It's really good. It's really good. And the fact you don't have a Joker, so it's like very dramatic. And I like the fact that on the third part, when you use the Joker and you have the code, you can then decipher then it makes it more, it's easier then, which is nice because the other parts are really, really hard. So it's nice to have something a bit easier, you know, a bit smooth, so we can rest the candidates and even the viewers, because I'm sure everybody who's gonna watch the show is gonna try to decipher, answer the question and the pictures, you know. And it's nice that in the middle of the show, it's like more easygoing, you know. I like it very much, even if I was not into it. I was not part of it. I mean, the only, it's not really negative critic, but only thing which gonna be funny. I'm gonna take an example. It's funny to me. It's like the first question you ask to Rory. Actually, I would have got that one right because I've seen all 3 movies. So you didn't lie in the trailer. You need some luck, which I didn't have. Again, I don't mind being the first to be off of the game, you know. But I was like, oh. It's too bad. I should have said 100 on lied, you know. But it's not my style. Right.
It happens. It really happens. There is always luck involved. Yeah.
So yeah, but that's personal. But the only thing when I'm thinking about the show as a whole is this very same question you asked Rory. So it was with the film. The House Russia and other films. Yes, and Name of the Rose and etc. The only thing I think, to my liking, it's a little bit too tenuous, you know. It's too thin. The link with Bond is too thin because there's no link with Bond. There's a link with Sean Connery, which is not exactly the same. And the same goes for again, Rory. Shame he's not here anymore. With the stuntman, okay, stuntman, but it's really off screen, you know. So to my liking, do hard questions, but more like something that's into the books. Like the question for answer on the positive side, it's more details, I know, because everything is so perfect with you. I mean, it's astonishing. And again, William, you're the man. You were astonishing.
Oh, thank you.
The question with everybody was, I mean, it's only pundits can pull it out. It's so hard. But the question to Fred about Riziko, that one, I think it was beautiful. That's a beautiful question, and I couldn't have answered it myself because I'm in the same boat as Fred because I read this book, but like 10 years ago. So. I wouldn't have done better, or maybe by luck, you know, like, okay, this one, okay, this one. So I think that kind of question, to me, feels better, feel more Bondian, you know, like question about the books, I like it very much. And I think maybe the viewers will like it if they are like us. So yeah, that was just the small detail, I would say, this is too remote from Bond world. I mean, Sean Connery is not only Bond, you know, that's
true. But the only link was the Maiden's Tower. That was the only link.
Sorry. No, there was another link, but it's really like something in the background too much. But the stuntman, of course, is in the movie, but not at the time where the doctors is operating on him. You know, it's really off screen. It's really off screen. So
you can only know if you've seen the making of and if you remember that this happened.
Yeah, that's true. And I've seen it, but I didn't remember. I didn't remember.
I couldn't, in a real quiz, I probably could not have answered 80% of the questions.
Yourself? Really?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
Only by excluding other answers. So the question with the Riziko novel, I read it maybe 3 years ago, but I would not remember the reason why James Bond went into several churches in Venice, because it is only mentioned in one single sentence, and it's totally, it's not really important. So finding Columbo's narcotics lab, that would have been important because it must have been a secret entrance in the church or something, but I would have remembered that. But the most obvious thing, I would have taken maybe A, because, well, he's a spy, he always looks for people who might follow him. But then again, the dogs of Harry Saltzman James Bond would have probably been too obvious for me. I would have probably said Ian and Fleming.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. Okay, we're on the same page here. Me too. But you know, this question about Harry Saltzman, I mean, one could argue with me with my own arguments, saying, oh, it's further remote, blah, blah. But on this one, I'm very inclined to say, yeah, but it's the legendary producer of James Bond. And the answer itself is James Bond. So I think this question was beautiful as well. You know, you know what I mean? Can you feel where I draw the line? You know, it's
absolutely.
Okay.
And it's for me,
that's just it for me.
Yeah, and when you create something like this, the first thing is when you do trivia questions, you ask yourself, okay, what do I want? Do I want questions that are really easy and identifiable and you're through in 2 minutes and everybody's happy and everybody gets through to level 2? Or do you want to have a bridge between general knowledge, advanced general knowledge, the Bond films and the Bond books, and sort of cobble it together?
Right, absolutely.
But not going full Road to a Million, asking questions about Shakespeare.
No.
Off.
Thank you for that, Benjamin.
And I wouldn't know because I'm on war footing with Shakespeare anyway. But it's just having some kind of spy connection, and in the final layout it will probably appeal better when it has the full graphical style, when you see the Maiden's Tower, and for every question there is an introduction video. So so when you watch the final episode when it premieres on YouTube, you will see a totally different show than we've done tonight. You will experience it all over again.
Amazon should be paying you to make their shows. You should make a
but they would be all virtual.
I don't know if you one of you gentlemen have played it, but the question of Benjamin makes me think about a game on phones on Android. It was a quiz James Bond made by somebody just like you, Benjamin. It was really, really hard questions, just like yours, with some pictures, like random pictures from a random James Bond movies, and it was like, where does that come from? What? And it was really hard. I think it didn't exist anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you for that, because I was starving for hard question about Bond. You know. Yeah, that was magnificent. I mean.
Thank God I delivered on that.
Yeah, of course. It was really, really hard. The thing with the image. Oh my God, I was too brave. I know, I was too bold on rash. Sorry for that. I should have taken the Joker. But
I actually took the idea for this game. This was an old game that was played in some community forums, but it was even harder because you only had one little snippet. And then you had 270 messages of people saying random films and random scenes, you were flicking through the film and you were trying to identify something as big as a postage stamp, and you were thinking like, what? I know that, and I'm the first one to write it, I know, and you just can't find it.
Yeah, of course.
Just one piece. It can still be difficult with 6.
Sorry, I just want to put in and say I have to be getting going, but I just want to say I had an absolutely great time. Thank you so much, Freem. Thank you very much. I hope
when I put
have
episode
Merry
2
Christmas
together
as well.
Yes, you too. Have a Merry Christmas. We see each other more in the chat probably. Bye. Have a great evening.
Benjamin, thank you for inviting me. I had a great time. Didn't last very long, but you know the thing is. Again, it's the luck of the draw on the questions, because there was some of the questions I knew right away. I knew what they were,
exactly,
but I just didn't get them. That's all.
Yeah, and 2 times you got the literary questions.
Yeah, right, true. Yeah.
But that's okay.
Absolutely.
And you know, the soundscapes, I would have gotten the License to Kill, because that one that was Dalton's Laugh. I recognized it right away if I'd have got that far.
Oh, you did. Beautiful. I love Timothy Dalton. I didn't recognize the laugh. Shame on me.
It's really, a lot of it is luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the next episode, it might be totally different. I take the experience that I learned from tonight, what can be improved, and this will all go into episode 2. So, and it will be completely different. The levels will be the same, but what you have to do in them will completely change so that people don't get bored. And contestants who want to return, obviously.
Well, that's like the Spectre, the five questions that you threw out. I knew 3 of them. But I did not know 2 of them. I would have guessed, but I could think of was with the with Gumbolts was, remember when Lazenby goes out to the off of the balcony. And remember they bring up the copier to him, and I remember he was quite a ways up. So that's
So would you have said? Would you have said 4th, Fred?
I probably would have said 3 or 4. I can't, right now. I can't
wow!
I would have said, but I knew he was up quite a ways. So.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, I had the molds, the domino molds. I had it. I don't know why. It just spurred into my mind. It was like, hey, it's 2, right? I don't know why, but just like you, Fred, I would have got like 3 out of 5. So. Virus will be released.
I probably would have failed.
I was going to say with the moles, that scene was when he said that to Moneypenny, the way he looked as he went out the door with his eyes, remember?
Right.
But I had to look up the scene because I myself was under the impression it is 1 mole.
One last thing, one fun fact. I thought it was like a fake episode, a pilot, because you said pilot in the email, I recall. So I really, when I said training ground at the beginning of the episode, I really meant that. I thought we were just like trying out and then we will come back for the real episode. But then I understood. I was like, oh no, this is the real thing. okay.
This is the
just
real
one
thing.
fun fact. Yes. But then I got it. So I wouldn't change a thing. Again, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't mind. And if I reapply, I think I let fly episode 2 just to see somebody else do it. And if I reapply, maybe back for, hopefully you will do a 3rd one, a 4th one. I wish you the best because this is the real deal. I know people are going to say to you, oh, it's extra hard. Yes, it is. That's the point.
That's the point.
Yeah, absolutely. And
you lose.
Everybody
That's
who
the
does
point. You're supposed to lose.
It's not about winning, it's about the fun. And
I love it.
People who play, the contestants who play, are brave enough to accept the challenge. And everybody who says it's too hard, I say, well, you're just not brave enough to accept a challenge.
Right.
So you have no business being in a spy community, whatever. You don't need to register with MI6. So forget it.
Exactly. I knew it would be hard, but you fulfilled my most like fantasy dream of harder than harder quiz about James Bond. It's a shame this app is not available anymore on Android. I would have sent it to you, but it doesn't exist anymore. I've checked last time. It was really hard. It was crazy, just like your question. By the way, Benjamin, I have to thank you for your review and 007 Road to Million, I don't know, BS. You on Calvin Dyson, because I've seen, that's why I'm in the game, by the way, because I was looking up on YouTube, review on 007 Road Million, blah, blah, and nobody did it. I was like, okay. So I wait for a week, get back, and there was only you and maybe some other guy, and now there's Calvin Dyson, but nobody cares. That's the fun part. And I knew from the get-go, I won't see it. And you convinced me, Benjamin, that it doesn't work. It won't worth it.
I always say watch the first 3.
Really? You did, Fred? Oh, God.
I watched the first episode, and I was bored to tears. I haven't watched anything. I'm done.
Me too.
I'm done.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay. But you watched everything, Benjamin, right?
I watched everything. I don't know what kept me going, but...
You're a professional doing your job.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday. And I failed on the question. My God, I'm so bad.
Low battery. My headphones are so American. Low battery. Keep saying low.
Put
there
it in
are
German.
no,
Put it in German.
no, I hate German. I hate
Oh, really?
it. Yeah,
Okay.
I hate it.
Okay, put it
I
in
would
French.
Never.
Then put it in French. I can do
so
the voiceover.
In French, no, I can't. I was so bad in French.
That's
But when I
better.
speak it, when I speak sentences, you would mistake me for a Frenchman. I can imitate the accent, but that's what I tell my students. You need to first learn the words that
Yeah,
make you
right.
speak, and
Right.
then you listen and you copy. I can
Right.
sound like pretty much anyone on the world stage. I can sound
Right.
American if I like.
Actually, your Je t'aime was very good. Twice.
Je t'aime.
Yeah. Yeah. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was nice, and I think I will call it a night.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, really. I mean.
Yeah.
Again,
I would love
congratulations,
to have you
Fred.
back. At some
Thank
point,
you. It was
maybe I
nice. It
call
was
on
nice
you
meeting
for-
you all.
Yes.
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 Maybe at some point I call on you for expert discussion when I come up with a topic for a video.
Yes. Don't
Anytime.
hesitate. Don't
Anytime.
hesitate.
Yep.
Get the channel.
About poker, I'm always available.
Yeah,
James Bond,
that
poker,
would
I'm
be
always
a-
available.
That would be a good idea. Yeah, that would really be good. Let me think about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Gents, thank you very
Okay.
much for being with me.
Until then, see you
Have
next
a great
time.
night, great
Again, it
weekend.
was.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
it was
Take care.
incredible.
Bye-bye.
Bye.